So this segment we call PodPlay.
Okay.
So we have some questions from you. It's called if then,
Okay.
and there are some statements. You'll have to finish it
Okay.
in a manner.
Okay.
So let's start. So if India delays large-scale energy storage by 5 years, then
We will not meet our renewable energy targets.
if discoms continue buying power only on the basis of lowest price, then
We will compromise on reliability, and we will be back in the days with rolling blackouts.
oh. If India focuses only on adding solar capacity without fixing the grid, then
Most of the solar developers will go bankrupt because already we are witnessing 30, 40, 50% curtailment in some of the regions that will become a norm.
oh. If battery safety fails even once at scale, then
Once we could maybe manage it, but if it becomes a trend, it could set back industry by 3 to 5 years. We have seen it already happening in other countries like Korea. Just a slightly longer answer, but Korea in 2018 actually overtook US as the largest market for grid scale energy storage. And that time they were deploying storage projects which are between like 5 to 50 megawatt hour scale.
Oh.
But they had 35 fires in 1 year, and that set the entire industry shut down for 3 years. We cannot afford those things, and this has happened in multiple things. Even in US we have seen some accidents happen, so we need to learn from others mistake. We cannot make our own mistakes or same mistakes again and expect different results. So my hope is, and I keep on praying, is that we don't have a repeat of it, because no one can say this is not unexpected. This is very well expected if you don't take care of the design and implementation side.
if the next 5 years are executed well,
Then again, our dream has been to make India a global hub for adoption, manufacturing, and R&D of these advanced energy storage and other net zero technologies. And I think we'll be right and on track of that.
and this is interesting. And if India waits for better battery technology before scaling storage, then
We'll be just waiting, right? It's nothing same as you always know that next year you're going to get a better cell phone with a better battery, better camera, more storage.
yes.
But if you want to stay without a cell phone and go back to landline for a few years, you will always be waiting for that next, because always next there will be something new, amazing coming up. We have seen in the battery space already the kind of improvement which have happened. It is nowhere towards the end of it. So far, we have seen mainly innovation happening on the cathode side. There is similar innovation happening on the anode side. Many new technologies are coming up. So there is, again, 10 years from now, we are going to have possibly what we talked about, 40 times improvement in last 20 years, probably something similar, at least another 10, 20 times improvement we are going to see in next 10, 15 years. So we cannot keep on waiting. If you can get value out of that project right now, and if you're not using it, you're not actually saving that money.
Yeah.
You're just paying it to someone else, which is the case which is happening right now in India.
And if clean energy growth outpaces grid upgrades, then
So again, in terms of the grid upgrade, I just want to put a caveat that I hope that you are not only thinking about grid upgrade as building more wires, because that itself would not be helpful. Because if we just do that by to meet renewable energy targets, we just keep on expanding the transmission distribution grid, then we are going to have a overall very inefficient grid, which will not have proper utilization, and that would be very costly for consumers. So the way I see about grid improvement is grid improvement in terms of addition of energy storage, both at maybe supply as well as on a behind the meter side,
okay.
as well as use of advances which are happening with controls, communications, for bringing in demand flexibility, demand response from the customer side. And if we do that as a grid enhancement, then I'm pretty sure we can even get to easily like almost around 70-75% of renewable energy addition, and we can manage that. But
Any
if
year
not,
that you envision this that will be possible?
so by I would say 2035, it should be definitely possible.
Okay.
Because again, what we are seeing right now with even just the emergence of agentic AI, right? So I'm working with certain companies like tridiagonal.ai, where the kind of solutions which are already available right now, which can help in completely revamping the way the grid is operated, is actually amazing. And I'm pretty sure that within next 5 years, we'll get a lot more adoption of such such technologies, and that is going to open up a lot more flexible operation, lot more reliable operation for the grid. So I think by 2035 we should be able to get to over 50% renewable in terms of the energy addition. Not power installed capacity, we are already there. I'm talking about energy capacity.
Okay. And if storage is treated only as backup power,
Then it's like an elephant and five blind men. You're only looking at the tail of the elephant and thinking it's a whole story.
wow, that's a great example. Uh, if India prioritizes speed over safety in clean energy deployment, then
Again, without safety, speed, I think there are sayings on the highways, right? Speed kills. So that would be the
it
risk
thrills
which we
but
have.
kills.
It thrills but kills. So that's always the risk. And again, I hope uh, we are in a situation where all these factors are known, and we should be able to do it in a systematic way.
Okay. And one last,
Yeah.
if policy keeps changing every few years, then
In fact, that is great. If policymakers are listening to the changing situation and they change, it should actually change. Policy should not be as a static just because something information which was available to policymakers at a given time. If that is changing, policy should change. At the same time, it should not do a flip flop. As long as it is adapting to the changes and it is tweaking, that is a perfectly right evolution. Because again, policymakers don't have a crystal ball, right? Policymakers are taking decision based on what information they have, what feedback they are getting, and many times the participants may not have the full knowledge, so things may change. So I think it is actually a sign of a healthy democracy and bureaucracy to have policy making where you can take actually feedback and you can improve on the policy. As a policymaker, you should not have a feeling that I know everything, and once I have given a एक बार मैंने ठान ली तो ठान ली. That should not be the case. If there is something which is changes from the assumptions which were used for making the policies, you should very well learn and adopt. Yeah.
we can move to our last segment. We call it what the FAQ, the rapid fire round. We have good questions and we expect great answers from you. So let's start. So 10 years back at one of the interview, one lady asked you this question. If you would describe yourself as a renewable source, what would you be? And you gave a very interesting answer. Do you remember that?
I think I said storage. I think
Exactly. So looking at you, so does that answer change? What would you say today?
No, if you see me from that picture and now, I think I've done an amazing job of storing the energy. Now what I'm hoping is that looking at the net zero in the next 10 years, I will start looking at discharging that energy and moving towards a zero figure. So let's see if we achieve that.
Wow,
But
moving towards zero figure. That's a great
Yes.
statement that we should come back to you
Yeah.
after 10 years. And so choose one from the following. I have
Sure.
two things. You have to choose. So cheap power or reliable power?
Reliable power,
Scale fast or scale safely?
scale safely.
Centralized grid or distributed energy?
Distributed energy, but connected to the grid, not in isolation.
Or isolation. Domestic manufacturing or global integration?
Global integration with domestic manufacturing playing a role.
Okay, both of it.
Yeah.
Policy stability or policy flexibility?
Policy flexibility.
So now these questions you'll have to answer one word by one word only. So one word to describe India's clean energy journey today.
Promising.
One word to describe energy storage in India right now.
Infancy.
Come here.
Infancy.
Infancy. What would that mean?
Just the early start.
Just early. Okay.
Yeah.
Infants.
Infancy.
That
Yeah.
is okay. One word policymaker misuse most in clean energy.
Yes. When is it going to get cheap?
So one word founders misunderstand about bankability.
That bankability is only about spreadsheets.
One word that will define India's energy future.
Collaboration.
I was expecting you would say Netra. So this is just called reality check. So most overrated clean energy buzzword right now.
Long duration energy storage.
Most underrated part of India's power system.
System operations.
One clean tech idea that sounds great but rarely works.
Nuclear fission.
One thing India should stop doing in clean energy.
Focusing on L1.
And one thing India should double down on immediately.
Implementation.
And this is about future. So one thing about India's energy future you're optimistic about.
Having reliable clean power for all.
One thing that still worries you the most.
Safety.
One advice to a 25-year-old entering clean energy today.
Focus on interdisciplinary skills.
One mistake India cannot afford in next 5 years.
Wait for next better technology or cheaper technology.
And the last one word for India's energy system in 2047.
Net zero.
So great answers, Dr. Rahul. And because of those great answers, we have a gift hamper for you on our show, What's the Vision? I think you really deserve it.
Thank you very much.